Hello sewing fans and welcome back. In this video we'll be taking you through the process of cutting and sewing a two-piece sleeve for a blazer. Watch all the way through to learn this technique and kindly consider subscribing for more content if you are yet to. And to get started, I'm working with the basic long sleeve pattern. For those who are not sure how to draft one, you'll find a helpful guide in the description on drafting the same. So first thing first, let's fold the pattern inwards, meeting at the center line both sides as can be seen. Once it's folded neatly, secure with some tapes to make sure the fold stays put. With the pattern folded and secured, use your scissors to cut along the crease on both sides. We'll move on to using another pattern to finalize the drafting of the first section of the sleeve. Pins are coming in handy to hold everything in place before we begin. With the pattern piece in place, let's define the sleeve shape. Mark the elbow point, then also at the round bottom edge. Once that is done, trace the remaining side edges of the sleeve onto the paper underneath. You see from the marks put earlier, now you can go ahead and square out a continuous line across that represents elbow line. And it's crucial to remember that the side that has the marks visible is the front side of the sleeve, whereas the opposite side is the back side. So now we'll have the new shape slant towards the front side. Pay close attention to this step to ensure accurate pattern. After measuring 0.5 inches upwards, repeat again outwards. It doesn't stop there since you'll measure the same on the opposite side, but this time downwards. On top of that, square out a line across in that manner. I'll finish the pattern with new lines drawn from the marks to the elbow line both sides. I'm currently adding 1 inch seam allowance below hemline to make sure there is enough allowance to be folded and that the sleeve maintains its length. One last thing before we can cut out is snatching about 0.5 inches from this original shape. Basically that means that we'll end up with a smaller sleeve section and that we'll have to compensate it on the bigger sleeve section. Very fast, I'm going to make continuous line now that I'm done drafting. And like I said guys, front and back parts respectively, don't be confused. This is me cutting out a long outline. Now let's focus on drafting second section of the sleeve. We'll start with some prep work. Secure with pins to ensure everything stays put. Again, let's mark the elbow point, then also at the round bottom edge. Once that is done, trace the remaining side edge as well on paper underneath. Moving forward, the process will be similar to what we did for the smaller sleeve section. However, there is an important change. This time the front of the sleeve is positioned on the right side. As you continue shaping, keep in mind that it should slant towards the right where the front part is located. Now starting from the marked points, draw a new line that extends to the elbow line, creating a new shape. Remember to add 1 inch seam allowance along the bottom edge. We did this with a smaller section as well, and this extra bit of fabric will be attached to the lining. Remember we reduced the seam allowance on the smaller sleeve section by ½ inch. To compensate for that, let's add an extra ½ inch here, bringing the total seam allowance to 1 inch and ensuring the finished sleeve matches the intended size. Before cutting, let's make a continuous line. I've gone ahead and attached the two sleeve sections together from one end. On the same note, you'll be required to sew on this other side. Same considerations apply to lining pieces as well. When done, also attach the round bottoms together, lining to main fabric with 0.5 inches, then iron flat your sleeve both sides with seams spread flat. Here is how your sleeve should look like after doing all I've explained. Notice how it slants towards the front section here. So now I'm going to stitch sleeves fabric to fabric and same to linings from the opening left at the back center line for a flawless finish both sides. Kindly don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you are yet to. Let's meet in our next tutorial.